According to food policy experts and economists, chicken prices could rise in Canada by 20 to 25% over the next few months. This should serve as a huge red flag for policymakers in Ottawa, given that food bank visits are soaring, which is driving an increase in food insecurity. Since 2019, food bank usage in Ontario, for example, has doubled, with more than 2 million Canadians using a food bank in March of this year. And to add insult to injury, one of the most stark findings from the latest food bank usage report shows that more employed Canadians are using food banks. Approximately 20% of those who used a food bank reported that they were employed. What makes the potential spike in chicken prices infuriating, beyond the human cost to families struggling to make ends meet, is the fact that supply management is supposed to make a scenario like this impossible. Now, supply management is an agricultural policy framework for dairy, poultry, and eggs that dates back to the early 1970s. It operates through three main mechanisms: production quotas, import controls, and a cost of production formula. The system dictates how much each farmer can produce through quotas, and the concept behind controlling supply in this way is for supply to meet demand without leading to surpluses or shortages, ensuring stable prices. But we know that supply management has failed to keep prices stable and is a major roadblock to help correct rapid food inflation. So why not get rid of it? It is, of course, one of Donald Trump's major trade grievances with Canada, but it's also a serious trade irritant with the UK, the EU, New Zealand, and potential trade partners in Asia. If we're serious about seeking new trade agreements abroad in response to Donald Trump, we can't let supply management act as a roadblock in perpetuity. And while all Canadians now know what tariffs are because of the economic views of US President Donald Trump, most Canadians don't know that Canada, because of supply management, has huge tariffs on imported chicken, milk, cheese, turkey, and eggs. Under the current system of supply management, a limited amount of products from foreign markets can be imported at a lower tariff or zero tariff rate using a system of tariff rate quotas, or TRQs. The thresholds vary by product and vary depending on the governing relationship in a trade deal between Canada and the exporting country, such as the USMCA, the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, or CETA, the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP, and the World Trade Organization, or WTO. But regardless of the trade deal in question, the TRQ limits are small and ensure that the Canadian market for these products is almost entirely Canadian. The tariffs for dairy can be as high as 241%. Chicken tariffs on imports above the TRQ can reach 289%. And on turkey imports, they are around 165%. For egg and egg product imports above the TRQ limit, tariffs range from 150 to 164%. So if Donald Trump's musings about 10, 25, and even 50% tariffs are irritating, well, then our tariffs, because of supply management, should be rage-inducing. Supply management, with chicken as an example, has failed to accurately meet supply with demand, and Canadians are looking down the barrel of rapid food inflation on a core staple in just a matter of months. And what makes all of this worse is that because of the tariffs built into supply management, we cannot economically import chicken to help increase supply and put downward pressure on prices. And it's not like there's a lack of chicken globally either. Poland, the Netherlands, the US, Germany, and Belgium exported more than $7 billion in fresh chicken around the world in 2024. Those exporters would happily sell to Canadian consumers if their products weren't made up to 289% more expensive via tariffs. By getting rid of supply management, we could open up Canadian grocery stores to products from abroad, giving consumers more choice and lower prices while making it easier to sign trade deals abroad as we reconsider our relationship with the U.S. The time is now to seriously consider this backwards policy for the betterment of all Canadians. Back to you.